Hello, good evening, and welcome to another Train Sim World 6 stream with me, Dabrail. Today we are trialling the brand new ATS Class 90. We're going to do it slightly different. We're going to put this on a rail tour, driving from Ipswich to Crewe. If only we could go all the way from Ipswich to Crewe. What we can do is Stratford International, or should I say Stratford Domestic, onto the City lines via the North London line, then up the West Coast main line to Milton Keynes. Then, by magic, we can route hop over to Birmingham New Street, and then up to Crewe. So it's going to be a bit of a bumper stream tonight, so strap yourselves in. We're going to be starting at 20:30 by your station clock on the screen. So you've got 9 minutes to get those drinks and light refreshments ready.
Mind the gap between the train and the platform. Mind the gap.
Once again, hello, good evening, and welcome to the Class 90 first play here on the Dabrail YouTube channel. Pulling a rail tour today, Ipswich to Crewe, if only we could go all the way. We're doing Stratford to Milton Keynes, though, across the Mildmay Line and the West Coast main line, jumping over to Birmingham New Street and then up to Crewe. So it's going to be a bit of a bumper stream, so strap in, make sure you've got plenty of drinks and light refreshments ready. We're going to be kicking off at 20:30 by your station clock, so you've got about 5 minutes and 10 seconds.
Passengers are reminded that smoking is prohibited at all stations and on all train services. This includes e-cigarettes.
This is your final boarding call. This stream will be commencing in approximately 1 minute. Please have your drinks, light refreshments, first class tickets and all that good stuff at the ready. The big question, of course, will he start on time? Answers in the chat. What do you think? On time? Hey! Good evening, everybody. Hello and welcome to another video with me, Richard, aka Dabrail. If this does happen to be the first video or live stream you've seen by me, then as I said, I'm Richard. I'm a mainline freight train driver, former passenger train driver based in the southeast of England. How are you all doing tonight? 71 of you lovely people in for this Class 90 bumper stream. This is going to be a good couple of hours, so strap yourself in. Let's see who's still here at the end. Hopefully I will be. Northern Systems, Train Spotting Hub, Lawrence Adams, Pig and Bob, GJ Tube, Amy377. Leo Lowe, good evening. How are you all doing? Great to have so many of you here. Okay, before we kick off, let's do all of the usual rigmarole. Got to tell you that all the views and opinions expressed within this stream are solely my own, may not reflect those of any companies I may be employed by or associated with. Furthermore, Dovetail Games /ATS have given me the key for the Class 90 completely free of charge. However, all views and opinions are my own. They have no editorial control over the content, and they're not paying me to make the content. So that's all the legal stuff out the way. What are we doing? Okay, Class 90. Had a little play on this one. I'm a little bit prepped, which is unusual for me. Really liking it. Spoiler alert. Okay, it's not a spoiler because it's been out there since about 10 o'clock this morning, and I think everybody else is enjoying it as well. But this train lends itself to a little bit more than spawning in at Wembley, running up the West Coast Main Line to Milton Keynes and spawning out. There's a lot more to this train. There's a lot more you can do with it. This is a mixed traffic locomotive. So let's use it for some mixed traffic purposes. So what we're doing today, Ipswich to Crewe Railtour. Now, if only we could do the whole thing, that would be fantastic. But we are going to do quite a large chunk of this. We're going to spawn in at Stratford, which is where we take over the service. We're going to work via the Mildmay Line to the City Lines at Willesden Junction. Route hop over to the West Coast Main Line, take it from the City Lines up to Milton Keynes Central. And if you're still here, we're going to route hop over to Birmingham New Street and then work the final bit up to Crewe. So we will get some good mileage on the Class 90 in this stream. Anyway, that is enough of me chatting. Let's press the button. Yeah, on time and prepared, Alex. It happens occasionally. Let's press the button and jump in to the trains. Choose a route. London Overground, Mildmay Line. And we want to spawn on foot. 10 o'clock at Stratford, which should put us behind a container train, which gives us a little bit of interest as we go along the Mildmay Line there. Do you know what? I'm going to keep the weather clear for now. We might do dynamic weather on the second run, but for now we will keep it absolutely clear. Lawrence Adams loved the Class 90. Fizzy, looking forward to this. Yeah, me too. George, I'm good, thank you. How are you? Mark, same to you. L3M Roblox, hello, how you doing? Peter, right, hello Richard, just bought a pint of Guinness on the buffet car for the trip. I'm driving, can't drink and drive. That applies to the railway as well. Rightio, so I do not recommend doing this at home. So actually, do you know what? In the interest of health and safety, I'm just going to hide this so nobody can actually see what I'm doing right now. And as if by magic, we're on the other platform at Stratford. And what we're going to do is spawn in our... Let's put some game audio on for you as well, so you can hear what's going on in the game world. We're going to spawn in our custom formation that I have created. 90. Come on, there we go. 90 Freightliner green new custom formations. 90 Railtour. This consists of 9 Mark III coaches and 1 Mark II coach. So that's the freight train we are going to follow all the way around. And we're going to spawn this as close to the signal as we can to make sure it is on the platform. And there it is, our Class 90 Railtour service. Got a Mark II brake van immediately behind the second loco there. And then a load of Mark IIIs. I'll show you, we got a bit of a colourful formation. We got some Intercity livery ones, some Great Western livery ones. Yeah, it's a Railtour. Make it up as you go along. That's the whole point. Gareth Kemp, Hull City AFC. No, I absolutely did not walk across the line. I teleported. Yes, let's go with that. So here we are, cab of the 90. We'll do the usual stuff. We'll get set up. I will, of course, take you through and show you what's what as we go along. DSD Vigilance normal, AWS, TPWS normal, all of those good things. We must have safety systems on. In the chair, got a red, key in, into neutral, let's get some headlights and bits and bobs on. Headlights on, day running, and then we need our marker lights on. And instrument lights bright. Yeah, let's go for bright. Looks good to me. Okie dokie. Let's jump into free roam mode. Look, lol, the Mark II is the wrong way round. How do you mean 865? Do you mean it should be on the back? Rightio, there is our lovely little train there. Is it? No, here we are. And let's set a path. So we're going to go right along the North London lines. We're going to go through Gospel Oak, which is somewhere over here. Down into Willesden. Then when we get to Willesden, what we're actually going to do is, rather than going around into Willesden Junction, we're going to go along this line here, which is known as the City Line, which takes us down into Wembley Yards. Now this line here is also modelled on West Coast Mainline South, so we can literally jump like for like. So we will set our destination there. And hopefully we'll get a blank signal aspect. Brilliant. Which reminds me, we should probably set up the GSMR. Being that we're in free roam mode, I don't think that's going to give us anything, to be fair. No. Right, we have a blank signal. So we need to report that, complete an RT3185 form, follow signal as instructions. I think in this case what we'll actually do is jump into the mini-map and see... Okay, it's given me 1 yellow on the map. We'll absolutely take that. So let's get going. Right, into forward. Train brake running. We should probably make sure the ETS is turned on as well. I don't know if that actually does anything or makes any difference to the performance of the train, but we should probably make sure that is on. And on 1 yellow, let's get this thing rolling. Do we need to take the straight air brake off as well? Hopefully it's going to move. Have I got power? No, what have we done wrong? Come on, Rich. Oh, come on. This was... I've played with this. I've made it work. Oh, come on. That's embarrassing. I've absolutely played with this in... I have played with this and I have made it work in free roam mode several times already. I've had several runs at this. Let's try pan up reset. Anybody know why I'm not getting any power? Oh, that's really, really frustrating. MCB closed. Yeah, I believe so. Pan up, reset, fire alarm. Let's try shutting it off and shutting it back on again. Forward. Oh, there we go. Okay. I don't know how I made it work, but I made it work. And in doing so, we have now got a green aspect. So, all is good in the world. Handyman Romilly is better than B&Q. I can only get it to move with safety systems off, then enable once moving. Yeah, I've not had that issue before. That's a new one on me. Beautiful stuff. I think I've only done the North London line once or twice, so this is a little bit of a treat for me as well, playing this route, because it is a nice route. It's definitely a nice route, very colourful. More so now we've got Class 90 on it as well. Massively overpowered. 2 locos for this train is massively overpowered. Although I seem to have lost all power at the moment again. This is not the way it's supposed to go. Why have I got no power? Right, the Class 90 is broken. It's a typical rail tour. It has failed. Right across the junction. Yeah, this is quite interesting. You can hear the horn. There you go. Getting absolutely nothing. I'm still in forward. You're going for a neutral section. I didn't see a sign for a neutral section. Okay, this is frustrating. Coast it. Turn off the DSD. You reckon it's an issue with the DSD? Does this train have bugs? ATS products don't have bugs, do they? I didn't think ATS done bugs. Okay, right. Okay, so when I put the brake in, I get regen power, because you can see that coming up there. I'd say neutral section, but you've got the line light. Yeah, neutral sections are not normally this big as well. Right, we're just going to delay that London Overground service while we stop the train and kind of go and explore what's going on. We might have to isolate safety systems. We'll pretend that didn't happen, though. Try the speed set. Speed set is up at 110, so that shouldn't be affecting it. Let's do what we done last time. Let's turn it off and turn it back on again. And now it's giving me power. Okay. Yeah, class 90s, we're having issues with class 90s. But we are now moving. Okay, right, jolly good. Let's try and do that flyby shot again to see the colourful formation we have behind us. See if we can get a nice vantage point there, look. I appear to have lost power again. Oh no, we're off. Oh, this is not going well. This is this was planned, of course, because it's a rail tour and something always goes wrong. If you've ever been on a rail tour, something always goes wrong. So this is all part of the fun. We'll actually let the formation go past, and I think we're just going to turn safety systems off because yeah, something's definitely not right here. And to be fair, when I've done this previously, I have done it with safety systems turned off. Yeah, nice colourful rake of Mark III's. I do like a Mark III. Really nice coaches to drive as well, Mark III's. Don't let the amps go into the red. I don't think I did, Sussex Rail Enthusiast. I don't think I've overloaded it. There is a tail lamp on the back, I promise. I'm pretty sure I haven't overloaded it. Where's the reset button? Pan up reset. Let's press and hold that for 5 seconds and see if it comes back. No, we literally have nothing. This is really, really peculiar. We're going to stop on the AWS magnet now, which is not a good idea in real life. Rightio. Let's have one more go at this. If it doesn't work this time, we are going to do safety systems off. We will do this from the cab this time, so we can actually sort of see what's going on. But yeah, this is rather frustrating. Simulating the day in the life of a real rail tour. Yeah, definitely. Okay. Key off. Neutral. Forward. Recharge the brake. Power comes in momentarily and then sort of wants to drop out. Okay, I think we're just going to go ahead and turn the safety systems off at this time. I get the impression this is a bug with the safety systems. It's got to be, right? Because when I've done this previously, I haven't had the DSD in. And I know there's some problems with Xbox and PlayStation at the moment with the DSD, I think. Anybody got any ideas at this point? What's going on? Why are we getting nothing? Right. Let's off. Set the train brake handle to running. Yeah, release. Right, we've got power. I'm going to monitor this to make sure it doesn't go up into the red. Cooler fitter. Yeah, we might have to reset simulation physics. Direct brakes fully released. Train brakes fully released. Let's give it a little bit more throttle. I don't sign 90s in real life. I'm going to use that as my excuse. Okay, so with the... Looks like it might be something to do with the DSD or the vigilance. Because we've got so much power here with these two locos, we really should not be getting any problems. Well, it's given the train in front an opportunity to get on its way. That's one way of looking at it. Let's use that excuse. Let's go with that. Radio, we are off. You have to alter the speed set. Oh, it's a 25 there. Okay. I got so excited because the thing was actually working that I forgot to look at where we're going and how fast we're supposed to be going. It will get better as it goes along. Famous last words. Can we still get power now? I've taken power off. Yes, we can. Okay. We seem to be in business. We are in business. Cross train spotting. Has this, like most moving British products, broken down? Oh, controversial comment. If this happens in real life, where would you be parked? Are there any loops? No, you'd pretty much be stuck where you are at that point. If it happened in real life, though, there'd probably be a lot more you can actually do about it. You could probably get them to get the back one's power independently. I don't know 90s, but with other forms of traction, you could do what you call control cutout, which is where you can cut the front one out completely and let the back one do all the work. So there probably would be ways around it. It's unlikely you'd have the failure on two locos. Not impossible, but certainly unlikely with that sort of a failure. Speeding, tea and biscuits. Oh, go on then. It is justified at this point, I feel. Right, let's get going. Let me know, guys, if you need the game sound up or down, because I'm aware that this is, being electric traction, it is quite quiet inside. No opening windows either. Davrow's going to be getting a letter from his supervisor for overspeed when he gets back. Oh, I do hope not. That would not be a good day at the office. So how many of you, we got 156 of you wonderful people watching. If you haven't already, please do hit the like button. Consider subscribing. As GW Photography 33 has just become a member, actually. Thank you very, very much. Member for 38 months. Thank you for all your support, my friend. How many of you lovely people have bought this train? And how many of you lovely people are enjoying it? What are your thoughts? Always really interested to hear that. SJ, I think the sound is fine. Excellent. Freightliner, yes, I think that would be possible due to the TDM multiple working to front 90 would basically be a DVT, I think. Yeah, you can do the same, like when I drive the 73s, you can do the same on there. You can do something called select back, where basically you can have the front one almost completely dead, and you'll get 110 volts through to the front for like the control and the power supplies, but you won't get any traction current or anything. You don't get any heating either if you do that, as I found out the other day when I had to do it. So, but yeah, let's just say that the 90s are probably capable of that. Train spotting are good but buggy. What bugs have you found, Train Spotting Hub, other than the obvious, the one we've just found? Northern Systems waiting to fix my PC, so can't get. Ah, that's frustrating. Sorry to hear that, bud. I feel your pain, I do. Do you know if you got the 90? It's a bit dog. Word I can't repeat, in my opinion. Okay. Lawrence Adams, I'm getting Medway tomorrow. Medway I found to be really good. We will spend a bit more time playing that. We've had one go on it, but it lends itself to some quite interesting scenarios, just the Medway. The Handyman, 3 hours into play. Once I got it moving, seems pretty good loco once you get past the issues. Suspension seems nice and bouncy. I'm here for that. You know I like suspension physics. Suspension physics and clickety-click across the points. That's all I'm here for. See the bogies moving there with the suspension. That's pretty. Oh, do we have blurry wheels? Oh, I thought that was a Train Sim World 2 problem that had been fixed. Blurry wheels, not good. Down for the 40. Just noticed that in time. I think we got away with it. I think we got to go. GW Photography Medway on console is 10 out of 10. Fizzy cannot wait for the Richmond extension on this route. Yeah, likewise, Fizzy. I really would like an extension down to Clapham Junction so we can link up with the Brighton mainline. I think for me that would have been the gold standard. But Richmond's pretty cool. And of course, if we can get down to Richmond, potentially we can get down the Poplar Spur from Acton Wells Junction to Acton mainline on the Great Western, which would be really cool because we'd be able to do this sort of thing again, and then down to Reading. I really like it when you kind of get. This is nice, the parallel running. I really like this when you kind of get the lines that interconnect so you can do these longer services. It's just a shame we don't have the bit in the middle here. You know, we have got a kind of... Banner repeater, both off. That's odd. That would be a phone call to the signaller. That's telling us that both routes are set from this signal. Yeah, I do kind of like it, like I said, when you get that routes that join up with each other so you can kind of do these longer services together. That really appeals to me. Yeah, I was having a conversation with someone the other day for kind of southeast-wise. I'm obviously biased to southeast, but southeast-wise, Redhill to Ashford would be the obvious one. So Redhill, Brighton Main Line, Tunbridge you pick up Medway Valley, Ashford you pick up southeast and high speed. Okie dokie, 2 yellows. We are going to be playing Locomotive Location Livery today as well. Ooh. If you've not seen that before, you will soon get the hang of it. It's our fun, interactive guessing game. Right, 1 yellow. Let's start to get some brakes in. So we've got Mark III's on the back, which is disc brake. Mark III disc brakes. Brakes on Mark III coaches, really, really good. Very powerful, very nice brake. And we are red ahead. We have probably caught up whatever we were following. I think we had a passenger train go out, freight train go out in front of us. We've probably caught up, to be fair. So we're probably, if we were running to a timetable, we're probably back on time. One yellow. Right, let's do a bit of chasing. GJ, Dabrow, with parallel running, do you ever get the urge to want to overtake the other train? Jack asks a similar question. When travelling in the same direction, parallel to another train, do you and the other driver not lock eyes and drag race? No, of course, we're true professionals and we would never behave in that way. Honestly, it just wouldn't happen. We wouldn't try and race each other. My favourite place to do that, not that it ever happens, my favourite place to do that is with an RHTT train. If you've got two Class 73s around an RHTT train, you've got, 3,200 horsepower with like 200 tons of train. They're immensely powerful. They take a bit longer to get going, but once they get going, they're immensely powerful. One of my favourite places to do that is coming out of Gatwick Airport Station. We normally come through platform 1 at Gatwick, which has got a 30-mile-an-hour restriction on it. But if you time it just right, if you come out of Gatwick just as a Thameslink 700's leaving on the fast platforms, you will leave the Thameslink train standing for dust. I mean, you've got to shut off at 60. You're not allowed to go any faster than 60. But if you wang the 73s open, you'll leave the 700 for dust. It's quite nice. Hey Tom, I'm good. How are you, my friend? North of the border, what is the maximum authorised speed for double yellow and single yellow? Does it change between passenger route and freight? There is no maximum speed. So this is a question that I get asked quite a lot. It's going to depend purely on your route knowledge. So in a place like this, the signals are quite close together. If you go up onto the West Coast main line, as we will later, you'll notice the signals are quite far apart. So there is no one yellow, red ahead. There is no predefined speed. It is purely down to your route knowledge. I think on like certain other signalling systems, certain other countries, they have speeds at which you must be travelling past certain aspects. We do not have that in the UK. It is down to driver's route knowledge. Okay, we are red ahead. Probably going to follow that container train as we come round towards Camden Road. We'll drive to freight policy, which is 10 at the AWS magnet, so I am absolutely speeding at this point. Need the Brighton Mainline remaster. Can't wait. Yeah, Brighton Mainline remaster would be epic. Personally, I don't see it, but I think it would be really good. We're literally going to run signal for signal now, aren't we? Should always try and stop a passenger train on a rising brake. That was an absolutely terrible stop. And let's get the straight air brake on as well, and into neutral. Oh, containers are away, so we will be soon to follow. Very nice too. Lee Grant, hi, how comes trains don't hit each other while going around corners at the same time? Some very clever people worked out the track spacing to make sure this doesn't happen. The Pi train, 4XX in front of a 1XX, love it. It is the railway, that's just the way it works. The trouble is, these kind of the North London line and other places, they're so crowded, there's always going to be a freight train in front. Trains along here, and I do sign from Wilston down to pretty much where we are now at Camden Road. And trains are nose to nose along here. You very, very rarely run on greens. There's so much traffic along here, it really is busy. Damien Simulation, we are in free roam mode at the moment with the Freightliner Class 90 doing a Railtour service. Of course, you do get container trains coming along this route as well. I think most of them probably go via the Goblin rather than the North London lines. We've just seen one in front of us, haven't we? So yeah, you could do freight on this route as well. So this is definitely one that needs a timetable update now we've got the 90 in game. So jumping back into the cab gives us an opportunity to have a little look around while we're on the red signal. Love the sort of controllers there as well, so you can drive with defective controls. I assume that's like for shunting purposes, you can sort of lean out the window and see, I don't know. So we've got no access to the equipment room, which is unfortunate. Ah, we do have a Qtron system. Does it work though? So we've actually got train length as well, so very similar to the 66. Let's enter our train length in feet. We are probably about, I don't know, should we go 400 what's a 12 car train? 440 feet? Let's go with that. Press enter to save. Now we can use our train length indicator. Whoop-de-doo. Cleanliness, absolute cleanliness is essential in all parts of this vehicle. I quite agree. Radio 1 yellow. DRA off. Release the direct brake. Slow Dive fan, welcome to Dabrow. Good to have you here, my friend. And now we give it a little bit of throttle, just a little bit, to allow all the couplings to stretch out. And we've only got one yellow as well, so we are now at risk of what's known as a soy spad, which is start on yellow spad. So in terms of station stops, we are stopping at Watford Junction. That is our first pickup on this service. Milton Keynes, then we're going to stop at New Street, Wolverhampton, Stafford and Crewe. Northern Princess Productions, good evening, how are you doing? We are driving a Skoda. Damien, yes, but the shunting controls are isolated in real life, so they are isolated in-game. That makes sense. That will work the train length button too. Yeah, I did notice it had the train length button. So, company driving policy, potential driving policy is not to use the train length button when you're running on cautionary signal aspects. There is a danger. If you've just gone past one yellow, you press your train length indicator because you're clearing a speed restriction. Train length indicator beeps at you. And then you take power forgetting you've got a red. Because that kind of beeping of the train length indicator is, you know, in your subconscious, that's sort of, you know, your authority to go. Your back of your train's clear of the restriction. So that can sort of overrule the red if you're not careful. So rather than create that risk, you tend to not use it going towards a red. But that container train is certainly not getting a move on. There we go. Let's release the brakes. A little bit of throttle on the go. Red's at the end of Camden Road. Shame we can't go via Primrose Hill, because you could swing a left here at Camden Road, go via Primrose Hill and join the West Coast Main Line. That'd be quite a nice bit. Round by the, I think they call it the Roundhouse, something Roundhouse. Is it Camden Roundhouse or something? Shortsboy99, hi Deborah, I got this today on my PS5 and it's full of bugs, totally unplayable at the moment. I'm not happy, wow. ATS have got quite a reputation in the train sim world, so you don't really expect that from ATS. So that's quite surprising. Their testing team is normally pretty good. Okay, we are still red ahead at the moment. Last signal was one yellow. This is where you get your risk of distraction and such. So one of the things we do is if you are approaching a signal at danger, is repeating back the risk, so constantly saying red ahead. Hey, we've got a green. Got a green, got the position 4 junction indicator. So the train in front must have gone round via Camden Road. Nice. Do you know if this is ATS first Loco DLC in Train Sim World? Yeah, but if you're putting a product to market, it should be right. You shouldn't be putting a product to market that's broken. That doesn't just go for ATS, that goes for anybody releasing anything. British Ace said there was a new update coming out soon, but it should not have released if it's not in a state that's ready to release. That's my issue. I mean, I'm sure there's politics at play behind it. I'm sure there's the wrong version was uploaded, or this has happened, or that had happened. You know, I'm sure there's a million and one reasons why it happened. The fact is, it's happened. Damien, yeah, also makes sense. You wouldn't want the train length button interfering as an increased risk of SPAD on caution or precaution, preliminary caution aspects. No, absolutely you wouldn't. Which is why, you know, you only tend to use it if you're on clear signals. Handyman, to be fair, Manchester is not quite Crewe, was buggy day one on Xbox, which was their first route. Yeah, to be fair, it's a good product, but yeah, it is a little bit buggy. Hello, son.
Hi.
He just wants to be on camera, bless him. Right, so we can use our train length indicator there, which we can't actually get to because it's behind the throttle. So unless anybody knows what the shortcut key for it is, we'll give that one a miss. I love how raised this route is, very Manchester-like. Yeah, like I say, I'm fortunate enough that I signed this bit of the route in real life. Shorts boy, not a fan of Alan Thompson, and this release just justifies my opinion. Very sloppy. It's a very welcome addition to the game, is what I would say. But we need, the spiritual home of the Class 90. It's got to be, you know, it's got to be the Anglia route, isn't it? We need the Anglia route in game. With you know, possibly 80s, 60s, 87s Dibsos. Yeah, I'm here for that. Okay, line speed is going to drop down to 20 again in a minute, but we are on quite a steep climb, so I'm going to shut off power. We're just coming up to Kentish Town West. Hopefully the gradient's going to take our speed down. It's coming down quite nicely at the moment. Yeah, not a particularly long route this one, but very, very detailed. Very nice indeed. Beautiful on the Mark III's there. Colourful train. Looking at those, it reminds me, I must pick up some Oxford round Mark III's. If anybody's going to the Key Model World show in Birmingham, I'm going to be there on the Saturday. Come and say hello. Oh no, we're coming up to Gospel Oak. I must have missed Kentish Town West. I was paying too much attention to the chat and not where I'm going. That's really bad considering I signed this route. That's genuinely very bad considering I signed this route. Spencer likes trains high Deborah. I saw an aggregate service top and tail by a 66 and a 70. Nice. Trains what we have. We need the Wherry lines, Brakeland line, Great Eastern line, etc. Yeah. How far north do you drive? So I go as far north as Willesden, Acton Lane reception sidings. I don't even sign into Wembley. It's been on my to-do list for a little while. So. Potentially in the future I'm going to be learning up to Crewe and Preston up the West Coast Main Line. But yeah, East Coast Main Line I sign as far north as Bowes Park. And then I sign west out as far as Southampton on the Western, the Great Western, and Didcot. Southampton on the South Western and Didcot on the Great Western. So I get about a bit. I do get about a bit. Non-buffered first Great Western HST Mark III's with local haul buffer Mark III's. This could be troublesome in real life. Oh, he's brought me a drink. Thank you very much. I'm going to need that. It's Ribena, non-alcoholic, I promise. I didn't notice they were non-buffered ones, but yeah, that would definitely cause... saying that, only the ends need to be buffered. I mean, if you were to... Because the coaches are Buckeye couplings, so as long as the two coaches on the extreme rears have got buffers, then it's not really going to be an issue. We should go and check the couplings and see what they've got on there. Okay, here we go. Hampstead Heath. I know where I am now. Two yellows, quite typical for running along here. That means one yellow's in the tunnel. Red is just after Finchley Road and Frognall. Peter Wright, I haven't come across any bugs with this yet. Only issue is the PS5 and AWS. Yeah, I've heard about the AWS bug where you're unable to cancel the AWS, which seems pretty frustrating. Yeah, but ETH wouldn't work on the HST Mark III's. No, it wouldn't, because the HSTs had a the HST does a different system for ETH, didn't they? So yeah, you're right, it wouldn't. They've been modified. Okay, this is X. 2 yellows. This is you know, we're no longer in the realms of HSTs. They've all gone. All the coaching stock has been taken to Eastern Rail Services at Great Yarmouth, and they've put buffers onto it and changed the ETH. And that's my excuse. I'm sticking to it. Taylor 40667. What class of train do you drive? So currently on my traction card, I have 66s, 69, 73, 73 9s, 57s, and class 387s as well. That's what I'm currently competent on. I use the term competent quite loosely as well. Finchley Road and Frognall. Two yellows. Next one's West Hampstead. Always just slowly along the North London lines. Never in a hurry. Blurry textures galore for console users. Ah, that's just, yeah, it's not the way it's supposed to be, that's for sure. Why are some HSTs buffer HSTs? Good question. To be honest, Train Spotting Hub, I don't know my HSTs well enough to answer that. Okay, 1 yellow as we head through West Hampstead. Can we go outside? Someone says, yeah, absolutely. Let's have a. We are on 1 yellow, bear in mind, but let's have a nice flyby shot. We got a little distance to the red. We'll get a little bit more braking. Liam does simulation. Why do you have 387 knowledge? Because I sometimes have to drive them, and that's all I'm going to say on the matter. Quite conscious there by how quickly that signal's coming up. I drove a 387 about 2 weeks ago, so it's something that happens fairly regularly. Okay, we are red ahead, and we are still red ahead. And we want to be aiming to stop about a loco length from the signal. Let's see if we can get a decent stop here. 1 yellow, even better. So release the brakes. We're not going to take power straight away. We're going to give it a few seconds to allow the brake distributors on the coaches to recharge. 1 yellow. Now, I always get Bronsbury and Bronsbury Park the wrong way round. I think this is Bronsbury Park. So we're going to find out I'm completely wrong. We are still red ahead. No, it's Bronsbury. I always get Bronsbury and Bronsbury Park the wrong way round. Zavra, when do you drive 387s? What route is it you drive on? Yeah, so I'm not going to go too much into the detail of why and how, but it involves going through the core. Yeah, there's some information that obviously I can't share, but oh, that is well hidden. Ah, come on. And you know, I was saying earlier about constantly repeating the red ahead, red ahead, red ahead risk. That was well hidden by foliage. That was nasty. Yeah, we're not even close calling that. We had loads of room. I mean, that's pretty nasty. Did anyone see that? I think we might have had one spad, which was at Clapham Junction on the Brighton Main Line before. Touch wood, I don't think we've had a spad. Should know better. Yeah, absolutely should. Right, 1 yellow. This is why we don't have chat in the cab. This is why, you know, this is why you're not allowed to use your mobile phone when you're driving and stuff like that. Right, 2 yellows. We're on our way. Poor passengers. Hope they weren't on the soup. not sure your passengers would be very impressed. I do hold a Class 1 licence as well, so I am certified to drive locomotive hauled passenger trains, as I will be doing on the... If anyone's on the Railtour King's Cross to Leeds on the 18th, just wave as I go past. I might not wave back because I'm probably going to be on assessment that day. So, yeah. Does this layer onto the Medway Valley line? Joshua, no it doesn't, and the Medway Valley line is DC only, so so this loco wouldn't run there in real life anyway. I suppose you could dead haul it around there for 47 or something. Okay, that stepped up to 2 yellows. Let's pay a little bit more attention to what we're doing now. Passengers would have their heads out the window after that, yeah. That was close. It was. Right, 1 yellow. Okay. Let's play a game, shall we?
Post your numbers now for Locomotive Livery Location.
Okay, if you've not seen this game before, post your numbers in the chat between 1 and 36. I'm going to pick the third one that comes up, and you will soon get the hang of what we are doing. 1 yellow, red ahead. We're not going to make the same mistake twice. Incidentally, we would be reporting that signal as a signal obscured by foliage to the controlling signaller. Controlling signaller for this area is Upminster. Upminster IECC. And we would certainly be completing an RT3185 signalling irregularity form. Okay, got the numbers in. English Electric. We're going with that. Number 17. Right, signal stepped up to 2 yellows. We're absolutely going to take that, so...
Let's play Locomotive Livery Location.
Here's how it worked, guys. Going to give you number 17. 10 seconds to tell me the locomotive livery and location of what you think you see underneath. What is it and where is it and what colour is it? Let me know your thoughts in the chat. Right, 2 yellows. 2 yellows is good. 2 yellows means I'm not worried about having a spad. Freightliner says 150. GWS is 150 Northern. Adam says 142 Northern. Adam says, I don't know. Handyman Romilly is better than B&Q Northern 150 Buxton. Innes Trains, can you blow the horn? Yeah, we can blow the horn. Is that what 90 horns sound like? Not massively. I don't think I've ever had a 90 for haulage, so I'm not massively familiar with them, if I'm being completely honest. Gareth Kemp Hull City looks very yellow. This is where, once we get down onto the city lines and then we have to spawn in on the West Coast main line, this is where I start going on about... That's not red, is it? I'm sure we had 2 yellows on the last one. No, there you go. This is where I start going on about, oh, wouldn't it be really great if we could route hop in-game without having to, you know, route hop on train? Because route hopping on train would be pretty cool, because then we could just stop where we're stopping, route hop, same time of day. Eh? Okay, why have I just had an emergency brake application? Okay, that signal was 1 yellow with a position 5 junction indicator, and where is the TPWS panel on this? Because I wouldn't mind betting I've just had a TPWS activation. TPWS has just taken... Why has the TPWS just taken me out? The signal was showing a proceed aspect. And I was going underneath the... How did that happen? Come back tomorrow, we'll do it properly. That's my favourite saying of all time. Okay, so... Hello, signaller. This is the driver of 1 Zulu 01. I've just had a TPWS activation on a proceed aspect, travelling about 15 miles an hour at the time. Yep, complete an RT3185 form. Are you okay to continue, driver? Yes, I am. Rock and roll. My guess is that because the North London line services don't actually go down to the City line and we're doing this in free roam, it's probably not programmed. I'm going with that. That's my excuse. Let's hope we can get some power going now. Well, TPWS is modelled on the train and it's modelled on the route. There you go. We have proved the TPWS system works. Yeah. That's what it was. We were testing it. GJ Tube, I've had a TPWS activation on the yellow on 66 before and it was a known bug. No, claim it and fail the service. Oh. Failed the service. Driver shook up, unfit to continue. Absolutely, yeah, let's go with that. Darren, I hear you driving a Railtour. What's the hauling? It's either going to be a 66 or a 57. I'm not sure which way round it's going to be. I'm hoping leading out of King's Cross will be the 57. So I am doing it as part of my competency assessment. So I have to be assessed driving Class 1 train, and that's the train that's been chosen. So I don't sign the route, so I've got to have a route conductor for it. So I won't be driving the whole thing. It will just be a leg of that tour. And at the moment, I don't know what leg of that tour it's going to be. 15 as we go around the corner here. Let's get some brake in. Yeah, so I don't know what leg it's going to be. And I don't know what the traction is going to be. I'm hoping it's going to be the 57 because I like 57s. Are you still allowed kettles in the cab, Richard? So we've got, on the 66s, you've got a hot plate. Doesn't look like you have on one of these. Oh, that's scandalous. We can't be driving these with no hot plate. Yeah, on a 66, you've got a hot plate. So some people do have like a camping kettle on there to brew up the tea. It's got to be done. Jack, I don't know the route. Northern Systems, the magic words, fatigued and shook up. I can't claim to be either. And we are red ahead, although it is hidden nicely behind the tree. We are going to ensure we stop at it. This is known as the City line, which takes the North London lines down to the West Coast Main Line heading south, heading north. You could get onto the West Coast Main Line heading south, but you'd have to take a long diversion via the West London lines, Clapham Junction, Barnes, back onto the North London line in the other direction at South Acton, and then through South West Sidings, and you can head south. And this is where part 1 of the Railtour comes to an end. Not the stream, we're carrying on. We're going to get some speed up the West Coast Main Line now, hopefully. It's been adventurous so far. Objective complete. Okay, so we're going to set our DRA into neutral. And the time is 10:47. And there is Wilson Junction Station. And there is our train on what is known as the City line. So what we're going to do now is we're going to jump out of that into main menu. Do you want to go to main menu? Yes, we do. Whilst I'm doing this, why do I have some numbers?
Post your numbers now for Locomotive Livery Location.
Doobie-doobie-doo. Loading, loading, loading. Which is easier to drive, freight or passenger? Good question, Lee. They're... Bless you. I would say they're different disciplines. Ultimately, it's driving a train, but they're different disciplines. They both have their challenges. I wouldn't say one is easier than the other necessarily. I think they're both. Yeah, I'm being diplomatic, aren't I? Okay, West Coast Main Line, Birmingham to Crewe. Timetable mode. Which one do we want? Which one's got the Class 90 in it, then? One of these must have the Class 90 in it. What? Am I in the... Oh, I'm in the wrong Birmingham to Crewe, aren't I? That's why I can't find it. There we go. Let's just go for that one. Freight weekday. We're going to spawn on foot, and we're going to spawn on foot at Wilson Junction at 10:45. Go. And we keep dynamic weather turned on. We're on West Coast Mainline. It doesn't layer. You're on Birmingham Crewe. Yeah, we got that one. Okay, on the numbers, while it's loading, GW Photography. Or you did post twice in a row. We're going to go with that. Yeah. Oh, no, you didn't. Sorry, my bad. It was Northern Systems before you. Number 12.
Let's play Locomotive Livery Location.
So here we go, guys. Number 12. 10 seconds for the Locomotive Livery Location, if you can get it. What is that? Where is that? Let me know your thoughts. We probably could have route hopped somewhere on the platform, actually. I didn't think of that. So here we are back at Wilson Junction High Level. I do not recommend accessing the track. That's really bad. And the signal that we were stopped at is about here in real life, but for some reason it doesn't exist in game. Never mind. I'm hoping this is actually going to work, because I haven't tried this bit yet. If it doesn't, we're going to have to go and spawn it on the in Wembley. I'm pretty sure it will, though. I'm pretty sure we'll be all right. Yeah, it's going to let me spawn. So there we are. You could create this as a custom scenario. I wish you could create scenarios around the timetable mode. So you can create scenarios within timetable mode. Would be pretty cool. Right, okay. AWS normal, TPWS normal. We won't do the DSD because that seemed to give us all sorts of dramas last time. We're going to go key in, into neutral, ETS on. Pan up, pan down, that's fine. We'll do something with the GSMR. Headlights, day. Cab lights, off, that's fine. Instrument lights, we'll do bright. Marker lights, on. And hopefully we are good to go. So all we need to do now is go number 9. Set a path. And we're only going to set a path as far north as Milton Keynes at the moment, because that's going to be our first station stop on this service. And we're hopefully going to... Should we route ourselves... Let's route ourselves onto the fast, yeah. Let's have a run. Let's have a run. Why not indeed? Why not indeed? Snake Bites, hello, how you doing? Now, don't do the safety system, says Northern. Crossing the line procedure. Yeah, I look left and right. And there we are, back where we were a few moments ago. Right, let's press number 9. I don't have a signal in front of me. So I think that's my next one down there. So I think we are absolutely good to head off. Let's just hope this works. Let's move the brake controller the right way. That would probably be quite a good idea. Brakes charged up. Direct brake released. We are on quite a steep downhill gradient here, so hopefully it's just going to start to push me slowly. And we are off. Back on the move, West Coast Main Line, heading north. First station stop, Watford Junction on this rail tour. Jack, routing yourself onto the fast. This is why we don't let drivers make these decisions. To be fair, Jack, I've got 110 mile an hour low car. I've got Mark III coaches. Saying that, I do have one Mark II in my formation, which will limit my speed. I think Mark IIs are limited to 100, maybe 110, some of them. Someone do some research. Mark II BSO coaches, 100 or 110? I think they're 100. That will dictate our maximum speed. Otherwise, with Mark IIIs only, we're good for 110. But what is the Northern Princess Productions? You're normally pretty good at that stuff if you're still here. Mark II BSO. What is the maximum speed of a Mark II BSO? William Newton, when the 2 new West Coast mainline routes come out, you could do Ashford International to Carlisle. I'm just trying to think, because you can't get from the International... The Temple Mills branch? I don't think the Temple Mills branch is modelled. Yes, you can't get from Stratford International to Stratford Domestic by rail in-game, so don't think you quite would be able to do that. Mark 2Fs are limited to 100. 100 normally, but 110 because it's Monday. Fab, what PC specs have you got? So I'm on 32 gig DDR4, RTX 3090 and Intel i9-11900K. But I need an upgrade. I'm going to upgrade to a Ryzen 8 3DX something or other at some point. Probably not this year. Radio 15, is this going to route us through Wembley receptions? Passenger train going onto a goods-only line requires goods line authority. So we need a special piece of paper to say we can do it. But the signaller can give us that authority in an emergency. It looks like we're not going to be doing that. We're going to be staying on the... whatever line we're on, because I don't sign this. Ah, of course, yeah, you can come out of the tunnel at St Pancras and go onto the Mildmay. Yeah, that bit's not modelled though, and you can... Hello, Callum, welcome to Dabra, only subscriber, good to have you. So yes, you can... That connection is only from the St Pancras direction though, isn't it? I don't think it's from the country direction. I think you've got to go into St Pancras and reverse. When we're allocating delays for CIS and just seeing ARS's query. Automatic route setting. It's done its thing. Fab. So I'm not on ultra settings at the moment because the streaming sort of kills it a little bit, but it's... generally I play on quite high settings, yeah. I'm sort of... I think I'm just under ultra. So it'll be routed straight out onto the up slow, which is nice. Over to our far left, you've got the Wilston relief lines. And now it's time to open this thing up and take her for a spin. Wembley looking very, very dead. You can tell the difference in quality immediately, can't you, between the Mildmay line and this. When we've loaded this up, it just seems dead. The foliage density, the buildings, the AI traffic, the clutter. This just seems really dead in comparison. Yeah, Fab, I am using my GPU to stream. So currently I'm at 65% on 3D rendering and 21% on video encoding. So I probably could up it, but the trouble is Train Sim World's quite CPU intensive as well. And it ends up getting a bit hit and miss as to whether it's going to start lagging out at the moment. So hopefully the stream's pretty smooth at the moment. But yeah, it can become a little bit hit and miss as to whether it's going to play ball or not. I'm just trying to work out, because I think I'm going wrong road at the moment. I am going wrong road at the moment, aren't I? Yeah, this is interesting routing. Hopefully it's going to cross me over somewhere. I'm pretty sure... I don't sign this, but I don't think this is bi-directional. Ah, that'll play it really well, Fab. Yeah, you'll enjoy that. Yeah, Signaler, I think you're sending me wrong road. Uh, 90 miles an hour, I don't really... That's not my signal there, I don't think. Unless it's going to cross me over at the north side of Wembley. Let's see what way... This is the joys of free roam. Ah, yeah, it's going to cross me over before Wembley Central, so... Okay. I feel a little bit more confident now that we're not going to get... We're not going to have a head-on collision with something. TSW signalling is weird. Signaller has plans. Yeah, wrong direction move. You're either working in the wrong direction or the RSSB are wanting a chat. I think the RSSB are going to want to chat. It is possible this is bi-directional, but I don't think it is. I mean, we've not had a signal in the wrong direction for quite a long time. So yeah, I don't think this is a bi-directional bit of line. We should have stayed over to the right on the Wilson Relief. It's a rail tour. There's probably someone from the RSSB on board. 25 through the junction here at Wembley Central, and then hopefully if all's going well, we can get a bit of a lick on up the West Coast Main Line. TSW signals logic. If it gets you to your destination, who cares? I think that's kind of pretty standard real signaller's logic. It's a charter, it doesn't matter. It's a freight, it doesn't matter. Now our route directors would like to know. You've possibly run through every single set of points so far. And I've got no idea what the last signal aspect was now because I'm too busy looking at the train. We're going to have to assume that was one yellow. Actually, let's cheat and look at the map. Okay. Oh, it's going to cross me over again, straight onto the fast. Nice. Railtour, I heard red pen. Lee Grant, do you need the same train, 2 different licenses, or same license to drive 2 different trains? Train driving license is the same, but a train driving license isn't like a car license. You don't have a train driving license and you can drive everything. You've still got to be endorsed on each, or assessed competent on each type of train and each route that you drive over. Likewise, if you've got a passenger license, you might not necessarily be able to drive freight train and vice versa. So yeah, you've got your license, but you've got competencies on your license that sort of say what you can and can't do. Oh, Signaller's my best friend, holding that West Mid that unit whatever. You know what I mean? Holding that unit for me. I've always liked the signallers on the West Coast Main Line, the Wembley Central signallers. They're very, very good. Fizzy, are you a fan of chocolate digestives? Oh, yes. I look around at my wife at that point, 'cause it's like, chocolate digestives? We don't have any. Right, neutral section warning. Has this train got neutral sections modelled? Has the route got neutral sections modelled? I don't know is the answer to that. But we are probably going to find out pretty soon. The train's got to have neutral sections modelled, right? Oh, we are causing absolute pandemonium here on the West Coast Main Line. I don't know where that neutral section is. We have 2 Class 90s. We have got so much power. This train, this formation is insanely powerful. It's just ridiculous how quickly it takes off. I don't know what the power of a Class 90 is, but it's mental. Oh, there's another Pendolino been held up. We are definitely causing pandemonium. Absolutely far too much power. But it doesn't matter, it's cool. Right, 6.1 miles to Watford Junction. In the words of Jeremy Clarkson, power. Wembley SSM reports due to Raggett driver 1Zulu01 routed Bidai over Upslow Wembley. Upslow Wembley is not inherently Bidai capable. RSSB aware, awaiting level 1 investigation. I've got a level 1 landed on my desk that I'm in the middle of. We do love them. Must be a Sunday with these kind of delays. Handyman Romilly's better than B&Q was having fun with 2 light 90s earlier. They're insanely fast. Saying that, I've been through the Channel Tunnel on a 92 light engine, 2 light engine in multiple, and same sort of thing. I mean, they are just, on the overheads, they are insanely fast. Like, literally push you back in your chair fast when you accelerate. Have it, says Dragon at 0180. Might have to drop that Mark II off somewhere so we can get the full 110 out of it. Welcome, Craggers66 to Dadbrow, new subscriber, great to have you here. And if you are watching and you haven't already, please do hit the like button and consider subscribing. We've got 180 of you lovely people in at the moment, which is very good, very nice. We like that. Jack, the only train you want to be on for longer than booked, a charter, is getting greens all the way to Milton Keynes, West Coast. On West Coast on hold for it. Yeah, just the way it should be. The last rail tour, I should have said the only rail tour that I've been on as passenger, was a staff tour from Ipswich to Paignton. And I got on it at Stratford International, went down to Paignton on it. And it happened to be the same day that the railways were on strike. We had 2 Class 50s on the front and a Raker Mark III. I think they were Mark III. No, they were Mark II, sorry. Mark II FOs. Very nice coaches. And going up the Great Western Main Line, we were doing 100 all the way. Absolutely beautiful, sort of Westbury, Reading. Yeah, locos were screaming. It was lovely. Would probably have loved to have been in the loco rather than on the train, but my wife was on the train drinking wine, so I had to sit there and look after her because she did drink slightly too much that day. As the young lady outside Stratford Shopping Centre who had to deal with her will. I'm getting evils from behind me. I'm going to shut up. This is a story she doesn't want told. All I'm going to say is when you're driving back from London and someone wants to be sick in your car, telling you that as you enter the Blackwall Tunnel is not very helpful. Right, let's get a little bit of braking. Watford Junction 1.5 miles away as we pass through Bushy. Route is getting a little bit laggy at my end at the moment. Beautiful. Watford Junction, and then we are fast to Milton Keynes. Probably going to give that a little bit more brake. 2 yellows. Oh, I saw that tour. Yeah, it was nice. It was a good tour. It was a good tour. One yellow. And this is where I found out that I've overestimated the abilities of the brakes. No, that's coming in quite nice. That's a very bad approach considering we're going onto a red signal. But if we were coming onto the station not on a red signal, that would be a good approach. Although we were more or less 20 at the AWS magnet. But any sort of lower diesel or anything like that, and we definitely would have been in trouble. Yeah, if you're coming towards a red signal, you're stopping for the signal, not the station, so your approach should be a little bit more measured. Definitely more measured than mine was there. Nine to 12 car mark. That'll do. We're on application greater than initial, DRA in, into neutral, Doors open on the left-hand side. Are we going to get a door? We are going to get doors open. Oh, we're on the platform as well. All the way on. Absolutely perfect. We were saying about the buffers, weren't we, actually? I wanted to check on the... Yeah. No buffers. And as you say, no ETH sockets as well. Because the HSTs had a different system. Okay, well, the weather improved rather quickly there. Welcome to the joys of Train Sim World. We're going to set our path now up to Milton Keynes. Straight to green. That's what we like. Bletchley down fast line. Did I route to Bletchley? I thought I routed all the way up to Milton Keynes. Oh no, I've only routed as far as Bletchley, haven't I? Okay, so we need to cancel that route off. Bear with. Remove path. Signal's gone back to danger. Set path. Let's try again. We're going all the way up to Milton Keynes. We get a proper lick on as well, which is going to be nice. That was Milton Keynes, wasn't it? It's got to have been. Milton Keynes Central Platform 6, yeah. Yeah, Bletchley down fast. I thought... Oh, there we go. Okay, DRA off. Lock the doors. Oh, we've got whistle noises. I like that. Jack, wasn't aware you changed your approach if you're coming to a station on a red. I think I've changed my method of signalling now. Yeah, absolutely, Jack, because if we're coming in on a red, you're going to come in a lot more cautious because the consequence of spadding that red is a lot more dire than the consequence of overshooting the platform. And quite often we're going to have KPIs as drivers, so, you know, 20 mile an hour over the AWS magnet, 10 mile an hour over the AWS magnet. So you're going to be trying to hit those, whereas if you're coming into a platform trying to hit a stop car mark, you've normally got a little bit of room for error, especially if you're a 4 car and you're stopping halfway down the platform. You've got that much more space. But yeah, if you're coming in against a red, you're always going to come in a lot more cautious. Okay, releasing minimum power. Actually, do you know what? I want to do this from the cab because I just want to... We're just going to go max power and see how quickly we can get to... Someone time it, see how quickly we can get to 100. I mean, it's an insane amount of power. It really is. Fizzy, why do some train drivers not like spotters? Is it safety related? Or just some people don't like people. Not everyone who works on the railway is a railway enthusiast. I think you have to remember that as well. So for some people, it is just a job. Some people have got no passion for it. They just come in, do it, and get paid and go home. It's insanely quick getting up to speed. It really is. It's going to be faster than the Pendolino by a country mile. Can we break the speed limit? Go for the EPS speed, shall we? Chainswing Hub, when is the next Locomotive Livery Location? Now.
Post your numbers now for Locomotive Livery Location.
Should we see how good the speed set is as well? Spencer, yeah, that is insane, isn't it? It really is. If you're light engine as well, they absolutely just take off. So we set the speed set to 100. And then just leave the throttle at max. And then the train's just going to drive itself, which is very nice. And we've probably got a Pendolino right up our backside. No, it would have been timetabled in such a way where that doesn't happen, because the timetabling things are very good. Northern System's about 1 minute 11 seconds, give or take a few seconds. That's pretty good, up 0 to 100. Okay, on the numbers. English Electric, you were first. Jack, you were second. Wes Wheels, you're the third one, my friend, with at number 16.
Let's play Locomotive Livery Location.
Gonna give you number 16 this time. 10 seconds for that Locomotive Livery Location if you can. What is it? Where is it, guys? Let me know your thoughts. Dragon, would you like to drive high-speed services like the 390 in the real world? I'd quite like to have a go at driving the traction. The speed doesn't necessarily appeal to me. The novelty of going fast wears off pretty quickly. So yeah, I'd quite like to have a go. I mean, if I was going to drive anything, HST would probably be the thing I'd really like to drive. But I think my chances of doing that on the main line are pretty slim, unless I go and work for a certain freight company that have green on their logo, shall we say, that's not Freightliner. 150 Rose Hill, Manchester says Northern System. Sussex Road Enthusiast says 950. $150 Northern at Swindon, says Jack. GW Photography's gone 151 Northern, somewhere in the north. GJ, 0 to 100, 11.06.41 to 11.08, so 1 minute 25 seconds. That's not bad with a rake of, we've got 10 coachings on the back, load 10, yeah, we'll take that. Nice animation on the pantograph there. So I found out something very interesting about pantographs. Well, it was interesting to me because I don't really have much knowledge of pantographs. And when I done my 387 course, I had to do something called a basic electricity, basic AC course to learn about neutral sections, APC magnets, ADD, automatic drop devices, and kind of stuff like that relating to AC traction, because I've only ever driven third rail. One of the things I was unaware of with pantographs, which I found quite interesting, so the pantograph itself is actually held up using air pressure. So if you remove the air pressure, the pantograph will just drop. So in the pantograph, here, in these carbon strips, there's air pressure. So the air pressure that holds the pantograph up actually goes into the top of the pantograph, into the carbon strips. Now if the pantograph gets damaged for any reason, like the carbon strips get ripped off or anything gets damaged to the head of the pantograph, that releases the air pressure in the pantograph, which automatically drops it. And I didn't know that. You guys probably did, but I didn't. So it's the little things, isn't it? Time to learn about ADD activation, folks. I'll be honest, Northern Systems, I need to reread about ADD. I could do a revision session. Northern Systems, not gonna lie, I think you like the Cali Sleeper. It's funny you should mention that, because I was penciled in to do a 92 course a couple of weeks ago, but it fell through. So watch this space. North Stanner, I heard the overhead wire zigzag so it doesn't wear on the ridge of the pantographs. You are right, yeah. So the overhead wires zigzag like that as the train goes along. You might be able to see it on here. Yeah, not so in real life. The wire zigzags across the width of the pantograph, which stops it wearing, because if the wire was in one solid place on the pantograph, it would put a groove into it. So the wire zigzags. Passengers on board this Railtour, a food trolley will be available shortly with drinks, food and snacks. I repeat, food, drinks and snacks will be available shortly. Thank you. With the quality of the driving today, we recommend against having the soup, unless you're planning on wearing it. Yeah, West Coast mainline stuff just doesn't look like it has any atmosphere. You can, it just generally looks quite dated compared to being on the Mildmay Line. And of course in a minute we'll load up Birmingham Crewe and go for a blast up that as well. And this is kind of probably, of all the routes, this is probably kind of the weaker one, which is ironic because in my top 10 train sim routes that I like, this was sort of top of the list. it was number 1. Oh, it does have good replayability and stuff in it though, so. And yeah, we just sit back and watch the scenery go past now. Is Dad Rail a biscuit dunker? Ah, yeah, I'm a biscuit dunker. I like to dunk my biscuits. Northern Systems, if you work for Kelly Sleeper, can I just get a cab ride instead of a sleeper berth? I tell you what, if you can sort me and my wife out a sleeper berth, then we'll see what we can do. I want a suite though. Return, of course. Snake bites, I'm assuming you don't need power to refill the air pressure then, otherwise it seems like a problem. Yeah, so snake bites. I don't quite know how the 90s work, or some of the other traction, but certainly on the 387s, and the Electrostars as well that had the third rail equipment, you've got an auxiliary compressor, which is in the cupboard next to the accessible toilet. Yes, because the accessible toilet is where the pantograph is. So in the cupboard, not the emergency equipment cupboard, the body and cupboard next to the accessible toilet, you've got something called an auxiliary compressor. When the battery is cut in, you can run the auxiliary compressor, which will provide enough air supply to raise the pantograph or lower the shoes. It won't provide air to the whole train, but it will provide you with enough air to raise the pantograph or to lower the shoes down. So that's how you do it. If your battery's flat as well, then you're pretty much knackered. I suppose then you could couple another unit onto it. If you couple another unit onto it, you can get main res pressure from another unit, which can raise your pan. So there are ways around it, but yeah, it's they fall to that. They fall to that. Lawrence, have you seen the new train museum in Margate? Is that the Hornby place, Lawrence? I've been to. I think they call it the Wonderworks. I've been to the Wonderworks at Hornby to have a look around the model exhibition, but the railway, full-size railway, bit's always been closed. I know they were planning on opening it at some point. Train spotting hub, what's better, class 60 or class 66? 60, of course, 60. I've never driven one, but I just like 60s. I think they look nice, they sound nice, and the drivers I've spoken to that do sign them have got nothing but good things to say about them. Graham likes trains. Once again, passengers on board this Railtour, our next station will be Milton Keynes Central. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform, and doors will open on the right-hand side. Leono, are there manual pumps for air? Quite possibly on some traction. The Class 73s have got a foot pump. So if you can't start your diesel engine, you can foot pump the shoes down to charge your batteries up if you're on third rail. So yeah, quite possibly other stock has that feature as well. Handyman, is there not a Schrader valve somewhere and a bike pump in cab in case of power failure to get the pan up? Quite possibly, yeah. Yeah, I don't know how 90s work. I can only speak for the traction that I've signed. North Sound, if you could drive any British diesel loco, which would it be and what? Oh, that's a really good question. I think for me, probably a 47. I'd really like to drive a 47. Or a 43. Yeah, 43. I say 37, but I've cabbed a couple of 37s, and although they sound nice and stuff, just not... They're uncomfortable with really horrible visibility, so they kind of just don't really do it for me, if I'm being honest. There you go, you can see the wire zigzagging across now. That's kind of what it's supposed to do on the pan head. So you get even wear across the top of the pantograph. Yes, on the West Coast Mainline South is it's quite a boring bit of route, really, isn't it? Made me laugh and probably true. Snake Bites, I suggested to dovetail on one of their streams they should make it an expert class 66 in honour of Harry's love for them. Now they said they would probably be pitchforks outside their office for a 66. I would like to see a decent 66 in game. The 66 that we've got is it's not great. It's not. I'm not going to pack any. I'm not going to mince my words. It's not good. It's terrible. It's awful. Okay, there you go. It is absolutely awful. Mike Freeman, I drove a 47 under instruction around the North London line in 1989. It was an amazing experience. Wow, nice. Trainspotting Hub, what's your favourite horn on the 66? Oh, it's got to be the European loud horn. They are really loud. They're nice. I like them. Alex, when will the next stream be? Oh, that is a good question, Alex. Try and get another one this week. Possibly Friday or Thursday. It's Easter Friday as well, isn't it? We should do an Easter. We should... Oh, you know what's coming. We should do an Easter Express. Sorry, we'll try that again. We should do an Easter Express. Yeah, I think the second one was more appropriate. Express. You like that? I've got a fan. It's a dad joke, isn't it? So I'm your dad, so you would like it. It's a dad rail joke. Yeah, you got it. Are certain trains not allowed in London due to the ULEZ? Absolutely not. We don't worry about things like that. The more clag, the better. Dear God. Zelly's train scene well. Good evening, my friend. How are you doing? Yeah, the jokes don't get any better. Have you ever driven a 66 with the Euro horns? Yeah, I've driven more 66s than I care to remember. Although I do quite like them, so. What's your opinion on 56s? They were nice when they were 56s, not when you turn them into 69s. Right, 9.9 miles to Milton Keynes. Shall we have another round of Locomotive Livery Location? Don't think anyone's got it right so far. Oh, GJ is for the Easter stream. GJ is excited. No.
There has to be a limit. There has to be some sort of...
There is no limit. There's no limit. There's no limit. And GJ is not just excited, he's ecstatic. Now what you can't hear stood there, because I've got my headphones in, is the sad trombone noise at the end of all the jokes.
Is there actually...
No, it's the one. The rim shot. Yeah, we've done that one. Right, I'm speeding now because I'm paying too much attention to the jokes. You can tell when a dad rail stream's been going on too long because we start making ridiculously corny jokes. And we've driven Spencer to tears and Spencer is off. Thank you very much, Spencer. Yeah, I quite agree, Train Boy. Let's stop all these egg jokes and just crack on with the stream. Oh. I promise I'll stop now. Did I press the Locomotive Livery Location button? I can't remember. I thought we were out of the 90. Okay, I can't remember if I did. Anyway, post your numbers.
Post your numbers now for Locomotive Livery Location.
Let's get some numbers in. Let's do this. What an exuberant joke. Let's try. Let's Jack, I'm going to close call you. I think it needs it, Jack. Right, first number 4, second number 24. Northern Systems, you got the third one, my friend, with 34.
Let's play Locomotive Livery Location.
Right, going to give you 34, 10 seconds for that Locomotive Livery Location if you can get it. I've just given you one for free there. I've just pressed the wrong button. There you go. You had an extra one for free there. Oh dear, oh dear. I'm not even going to go there with the jokes. I'm not going to entertain it. I'm not going to... Oh, they're starting thick and fast. Right. L3M 150, Northern Rail, Buxton, Jackson's Trains and Bus Adventure, Northern Class 150. DW Photography, this is a perfect time of the year for the AOX because of their cracks. Jack, it's definitely a train. Northern Systems, oh, I'm not sure now. Handyman Romilly is better than B&Q or London Midland 150. Interesting thinking. GJ 150. It's gettable, guys. It is gettable. Right, 5 miles to Milton Keynes Central, which will be our next station stop. And then, as if by magic, we're going to route hop over to Birmingham, New Street, and do the final run up to Crewe. Sussex Rail, that extra box was on a different platform. I don't know, it doesn't get any better, guys. It genuinely doesn't. Right, let's see if we can get a flyby shot. I think this is Bletchley we're coming up to. Yeah, there's not much AI traffic on this Class 90 timetable, is it? It's pretty what's the word I'm looking for? Non-existent. Yeah, this is Bletchley, isn't it? Yeah. I should know because that's the Marston. Is it the Marston Vale line that goes over top of us there? Nice. Very nice too. Very nice too. 2.7 miles to go. Let's see if we can get a half decent station stop at Milton Keynes as well. Hey, JBomb169, welcome to Dabrowell, new subscriber. Good to have you. And if you are watching and you haven't already, please do hit the like button and consider subscribing. That would be absolutely lovely. You can help support the terrible jokes, the terrible train driving, and just the general cheesiness that goes on this channel. Tail lamp check. Yeah, pretend we didn't see that one. Right, 2 yellows. As we are now on our final approach into Milton Keynes. And we'll see if we can approach this one properly this time. Because we didn't make a very good job of it last time, did we? So, one yellow, red is at the end of the platform at Milton Keynes. Jay, we're driving up to Milton Keynes and then we're going to route hop over to Birmingham New Street and continue the tour up to Crewe, where this service and stream will terminate. It's just a shame we haven't got... I mean, we've managed to do Stratford to Milton Keynes. Entire route, which is pretty cool. It's just a shame we don't have... I mean, we will have the bit in the middle soon, of course. We're going to get the... I have heard rumblings of a wherry line in some of the forums. Right, we are red ahead. As we come into Milton Keynes. Red ahead, red ahead. Still red ahead. Get the speed down for the AWS magnet. Every company's going to have their own instructions as to what that speed is over the AWS magnet. And nice smooth charter train stop. Which involves stopping on a rising brake. And trying not to fan the brake as well. We shouldn't really be doing that. And then just before the train stops, we're going to release that. And then application greater than initial, DRA set into neutral. Doors open on the right hand side. We have arrived at Milton Keynes safely. Northern Princess Productions, I'm on mobile internet, so still not mega stable. No worries, Northern Princess Productions. Tomorrow, yes. You just reminded me. drop me a message if I forget. Jack, I better head to bed. Been a pleasure. Oh, good night. Thank you very much for joining us, Jack. Really appreciate that, my friend. Okay, so we've made it this far. No, we don't want to exit game. Home screen. Let's finish this thing. Let's finish this thing. May I ask why the speed is controlled over the AWS magnet? So most companies will have something called a professional driving policy or driving manual or driving safety policy or something like that, which is kind of the way the company want the train driven. And as part of that, they will set up certain metrics. So, for example, when you pull away from a station, you're not to use more than 50% power up to 10 miles an hour, blah, blah, blah. You know, that'll be the company instruction. And the company instruction, most companies will have an instruction that when you're approaching a signal of danger, you do not... The instruction is normally a speed... So I think if we look at the rule book, but company instructions can be more strict than the rule book. I think it says a speed of 20 miles an hour at a distance 200 metres from the signal. So the AWS is normally 186 metres, so you use that as a rough guide. So the company I work for, the speed at the AWS magnet is 10 miles an hour that they're looking for. And when you get downloaded by your driver manager, that is one of the things that they will be looking for on your downloads to ensure that you're meeting, you're driving within that policy. It's kind of spab mitigation and stuff like that. It's all good practice. So, to the trains. Choose a route. Right, we are now going to West Coast Main Line, Birmingham to Crewe. Timetable mode. GJR modern timetable. Let's just load that one up, I guess. Spawning on foot, and we're spawning at Birmingham New Street. And so if we were 10... I reckon we arrived at Birmingham New Street at 12:30. Keep dynamic weather turned on light clouds. See if we get a bit of rain. I'm sure that'll upset the stream a little bit. Northern Princess, ours is 20 something with the break in. There we go. Yeah. Are you driving via Brum or Trent Valley? We're going via Brum. So we'll do Brum, Wolverhampton, Stafford, and come on, lighting, sort yourself out. Stafford and then Crewe.
The next train to arrive at platform 7 will be the 12:42 cross-country service to Bristol Temple Meads, calling at Birmingham New Street, Worcestershire Parkway, Cheltenham Spa, Bristol Parkway, and Bristol.
Okay, let's get our train in.
Platform 7.
Freightliner Green New, custom formation, 90 Railtour.
Service to Bristol.
As close to that signal as we can get it. There she is. Has a 90 ever been to Birmingham? That is the question. Has it ever happened? AWS TPWS normal. We won't do the vigilance because that does seem to cause some sorts of issues. Key in. Am I not supposed to get an AWS? Did I put the AWS in? There we go. Oh, hello Voyager. Lots of trains everywhere. You can tell the difference in quality of route between this and West Coast Main Line South, can't you? The game has just come such a long way, third-party developers and everything else. It really has. Right, ETS is on. Get the GSMR registered as much as we possibly can. Cab lights, no, sorry, instrument lights bright, marker lights on, headlights day. And there is our train. Set path to... Gotta find where we're going. Where's Wolverhampton? It's that one there, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, that's Stafford. How far up have we gone? Where's Wolverhampton? Is it this one here?
Platform 7 for the 12:22 cross-country service to Bristol Temple Meads.
Or was that the destination of the train? Oh, there you go, Wolverhampton. I knew it was there somewhere.
Bristol Temple Meads.
We'll pop ourselves over on this platform here. Make sure we can get back out of there.
36.
Uh,
Midland Railway
yeah, there's crossovers. So we'll pop ourselves over there.
Trent bound. Calling at Birmingham,
There we go. Right, we have one yellow, we have green. Let's get this thing going.
Chester Road.
Ian Bradley, I'm good, thank you. How are you, my friend?
Coldfield, Portland, Butlers Lane, Lake Street, Shepston, Lichfield City, and Lichfield Trent bound. Platform 8, follow 1236, West Midland Railway service to Lichfield Trent.
Minimum throttle, nice smooth pull away. I can knock my speed set down to 10 as well, which is quite nice coming out of here. So, yeah, let's start to make use of the speed set. Green and RA. And on to green again. Let's try and get a nice vantage point coming out of Birmingham here, because it's rather busy bit of railway, and we can just whack the throttle up to full and just let the speed set do its thing, which is nice. Put a tail light on the back of the train. Yeah, we absolutely should really. It's pretty bad we don't have one on there. Ben P, how are you doing, my friend? Good to have you here. Yeah, my game is lagging ever so slightly coming out of here, so it looks a bit stuttery, that'll be why. Northern Princess Productions, no worries, thank you very much for joining. See you next time. What's the most tones you've ever given to a train spotter? Any what, or Darth Vaders? I would not say anything that might incriminate me. That's going to be my diplomatic answer. This is an empty Railtour. It didn't exactly sell out, this one. Speed set just doing its thing lovely as we're pulling out of there. Must be a nightmare for the signaller with these long trains, taking this on to clear section. We'll give it a little bit more. We're good for 15 now. Ian, I'm good, thanks Richard. Great to hear that you're all good. Some are reporting bugs with the 90 and it shouldn't have been released yet. What's your view at the moment? I've come across one bug with the safety system, in so much that if we put the DSD on we can't take power. I think some people have been reporting bugs with the AWS DSD. They can't cancel it on Xbox and PlayStation. My experience with it so far has been pretty good. It's got blurry wheels on it, which is a little bit frustrating. Yeah, but from my perspective, I think so far it's behaving itself. It's been pretty good. Max on Rouse UK, hey, I hope you don't get a spad. Yeah, me too. We almost had one earlier. Very, very close indeed. But, you know, I stopped it, put the emergency brakes on. We were all good. Trainboy, I'm guessing the T170s are going to Shrewsbury. No idea. Probably the best answer, Trainboy. Yeah, you know, I've done a few here and there, you know, but nothing I'd like to admit to. Right, so we are Wolverhampton, Stafford and Crewe on this last leg of this Railtour service. It's been really nice that we've managed to do Stratford to Milton Keynes in one go, you know, kind of. I know we had to reload the route, but to cover the whole thing was really nice. Which is why it would be great to get the West Coast Main Line in game. Not the West Coast Main Line, sorry, we've got that. The West London lines. Because you could come up from Eastbourne over to Brighton, Brighton up. You know, you can then platform 7 to 16 at Clapham Junction, West Coast Main Line up. You can then join West London Line, sorry, not West Coast Main Line. You then got the option to join, you know, the North London Line. You could drop West Coast Main Line. It just adds, having all these connecting routes adds all this flexibility, which is really nice. You just see how much better the route looks in the West Coast Main Line, can't you? West Coast Main Line South, it just... Honestly, there's no comparison, really. Yeah, genuinely isn't. Yeah, the blurry wheel texture there is one of the bugs, Ian, that I've noticed. I mean, I thought we fixed that years ago. Yeah, but other than that, and the fact that I've struggled with the DSD on, or the vigilance on, to get the thing to move, other than that, it seems to be behaving itself. It seems to be pretty good, if I'm being completely honest. Average YouTuber, how long has this stream been going for? I left to do some things and it's still running. 1 hour 58 minutes we've been live for so far. So take off the introduction, probably about 1 hour 45, something like that. We've probably got about another 45 minutes, I would say, left to run before we get there. Which means, Fizzy, Redhill to Tunbridge. Redhill to Tunbridge would be dull, but I did say earlier, Redhill to Ashford, because you've got Tunbridge to Paddock Wood already. You've got Ashford Station in game already. You've got Redhill Station. You've got all the principal stations on that route are already in the game. All the junction work, it's all done. You literally just need to fill in the blanks. And it would add... The route itself is boring. It's really boring. But it adds connectivity. But I suppose it would be more of a community project because it probably wouldn't sell commercially. You know, so the devs are not really going to put time into a project that they're not going to get any money back on. Because ultimately, you know, it's a business, isn't it? They've got to make money. So yeah, as much as I would like to see that, and I think it would be a really neat little add-on, unless it becomes sort of a community project, I just don't see it happening. I really don't. That acceleration is the sound of 36 years of success. They are good. They are very good. Yeah, not going to take anything away from that. I think the money is in a southwestern route. Yeah, southwestern would be pretty cool. Probably something in the northeast potentially as well. We've had like Manchester, Crewe, those bits and bobs. Be nice something in the northeast. Maybe another Scottish route potentially as well. And of course, I'd like to see some more in Wales, North Wales coastal, something like that. Lots and lots of things I'd like to see in game. We are. You know, with more third-party developers coming on board and stuff, though, we are starting to see some really, really good quality things in game. It is becoming more of a successor to Train Sim Classic. So yeah, I'm here for that. Okay, there's a 60 coming up. Which I probably need to be aware of, so let's get a little bit of break in for that. Loads of room, loads of room. Right, let's press the button.
Post your numbers now for Locomotive Livery Location.
Yeah, Transport Hub, maybe another EMT route, Norwich. C2C network, I think, would be a really good fit for the game because you could do the whole network. Tuberine-ish, Southend on Sea. 357s, you've got 170s in game, you've got Electrostars. You've got the sound files from the Electrostars, you've got, you know, you've got the 170, it's pretty much the same model. Take the exhaust pipes off and put a pantograph on it. I know it's not that simple, you know, but in my little head it is. Yeah, I just think there's a lot you could do with it. I was thinking Hereford was to Brimsgrove. Okay, guys, what have we got on the numbers? GJ, you were first. Northern Systems, you were second. Fizzy, you are third on my screen, my friend, with number 12.
Let's play Locomotive Livery Location.
Okay, going to give you number... We've had number 12, Fizzy, so we're going to jump to the next one, which is Zelly's Train Sim World, who's got number 7. Oh, hello, okay. Does that help you with your location at all? Got some green on the lamppost there. What is it? Where is it? What are your thoughts on that? Dominic, does the speed control work like the AFB where it automatically applies the brakes to match the speed set? Good question. Does the speed set apply brake? I don't know, but we can find out. The answer to that is no. The speed set does not apply brake. That's quite typical on UK trains. That's not unusual. Okay, we need to find our wiper control now, which is probably that one there. Does look good with the rain. I'm just hoping the rain doesn't absolutely murder the stream. .60 coming up. Let's get some braking for that. Very atmospheric. Like I say, I'm hoping that the extra pixels for the rain don't just kill the stream, especially on this route because it's quite a resource intensive route. This one. Headlights look really good. So split the speed set down to 60. Have you ever used the PC editor? No, that is way beyond my ability. Way beyond my ability. Stream's holding up fine on my end. That's good because I've tweaked some of the settings on the stream, which I think has reduced the quality a little bit, but hopefully it's still looking pretty good. I had the bitrate set to like 25,000, which gave a really nice stream, but it was causing a few issues my end. So I think I've put it down to about 15,000 now. I'm not even sure YouTube supports bit rates that high, to be fair. So we're at 15,000, the bit rate's 15,000, and we're on 60 FPS, going out at 1080. So hopefully it's looking pretty good and pretty smooth. Hopefully we've got a good balance there. Right, we're good for 75 again. Let's get going. You know, it would start raining as we get up north, wouldn't it? Still pushing at 1080, 60 FPS and nothing lagged, so all good. Excellent, that's good news. It means I might have got the settings about where I want them to be then. Right, only 2.9 miles to Wolverhampton. I'm expecting we're going to start getting checked down soon. There's got to be a speed limit decrease or something coming up. Fizzy, have you and the British Ace ever bumped into each other on the railway on the joy? Yeah, absolutely. I've met Joe a couple of times. I met Joe down at Horsham a little while ago, a couple of years ago now. But yeah, I've North Slounder, blasphemy. I like the North. Do you know what? The North is a much friendlier place than the South. I know I'm backstepping now, aren't I, to try and redeem myself. It genuinely is, though. I mean, people talk to each other, and it's just friendlier, and people just seem nicer up north. Tyler, hello, how you doing? Good to have you here. Okay, there's a 30 coming up. And we do have sort of Crewe to Manchester in game, but not the whole route. So, I mean, we could have jumped a bit and gone up to Piccadilly as well from Crewe, but I just thought we've probably got the maximum out of this train at this point. That 30 is still a little way off, so I think we can. 2 yellows. Can afford to release the brake. Ian, gotta go, not been in for long. Hopefully I've helped out a little bit. No worries, Ian. It's always good to have you here, my friend. You're always very welcome. It is... oh, I'm not going to look at the time. I don't have an early start in the morning, fortunately. I hope you guys don't. Thank you very much for putting up with me for so long. Two yellows. 30 and then the 15. I'd like to get a shot of it as it comes around the corner over the viaduct towards Wolverhampton. 22:28. Double O gauge railway progress. It's there. It has. I haven't done anything to it for a little while. What have we got? One yellow. And we got a platform number 4. Red's at the end of the platform. So we can set our speed set down to 15. Put some power in. And it should just hold that quite nicely, hopefully. Do 90s run via this route? On freight? Is a 90 at Wolverhampton a rare sight? Do they normally say exclusively on the West Coast Main Line, or do they sometimes divert via the West Mids? We better not wait for the whole train to go past, because if I do, I absolutely will spam this signal at the end of the platform. Train's on hold. I'm going to take off now. It's been nice tuning in the stream. No, thank you very much for joining, bud. It has been a long one. It's been a bumper stream. Oh, there's a Pendolino going out the, sorry, Voyager going out the other platform. So I suspect we're going to follow that up to Stafford. And then on to Crewe, where we will terminate. And we are red ahead. Don't even know if this thing's going to fit on the platform, to be completely honest with you. Let's drop a little bit more braking. Braking performance feels pretty good, actually. The Mark IIIs are not great at low speed. You do tend to have to give them quite a chunk at low speed to get them to stop. And stopping on a rising brake because we quite like our passengers. Step 3, DRA. Doors on the right. Did it fit in the platform? Oh, only just. It's almost like I'd planned this. Rightio, let's go ahead and pump in the next bit of the route that we want to take. So set path. And we're going to go into Stafford. Platform 6 is going to be our next place. Still waiting on the red. Just stepped up to 1 yellow. DRA off. Let's get going. Right, let's press the button.
Let's play Locomotive Livery Location.
Not that one. Let's press this one. Get your numbers in.
Post your numbers now for Locomotive Livery Location.
Okay, doors are all shut. We're good for 15. Train brake released. Throttle minimum. Let the locomotive take up all the slack in the couplings. And once it all starts moving smoothly, we can give it a little bit more power. And we've got a green. Lovely stuff. Not too much because she seems to want to slip a little bit. I suppose with this much power on a wet rail, they are going to be quite light on their feet. And of course, 90s are only Bobo formations and not Coco, so you've got to take that into consideration as well. Got arcing and sparking on the pantograph. And we'll stand on the bit further up. We'll stand on the authorised walking route here and we'll watch the train go past. put that Mark II in the formation. Fizzy Royal Train is, I think DB Cargo had the contract for the Royal Train. I think that still stands. Beautiful stuff. Looked like we were delaying another passenger train there. We've been good at that today. And we're just pulling the tail end through the points and then we are good to get accelerating. Okay, on the numbers, GJ, you've got it, my friend, with number 20.
Let's play Locomotive Livery Location.
Give you number 20, 10 seconds for that locomotive livery. Oh, there you go. What livery is that then? I'm struggling with the speed set here. 55, there we go. Now we're good for 60. Let's get it going. What livery is that? Hey, someone's going to know. Someone has to know. I'm not on my phone while I'm driving as well because that would not be a good thing to do. Up to 60 already. These are so quick. They genuinely are so quick. Northern Systems. Oh, that helps. Mustn't be a recent photo then if it's in Silverlink livery. A perfect misunderstanding. Hey, I do like these ones that catch you out a little bit. Yeah, so we were saying about the speed set working by like the AFB. It absolutely does not. So the speed set's got no braking ability at all. So I know on like the 92s, the speed set can use the dynamic brakes, so it does have some sort of braking ability. Oh, come on. Be kind to me. Don't brake. It's a lovely day for a rail tour. Absolutely chucking it down. And we are now good for... Let's use the keyboard command rather than... So massively overpowered with 290s. But it doesn't matter. Give the public what they want. Hey, that's what the public want. The GJ says 150 in Network West Midlands livery. Zelly says Silverlink. Zelly's train says 319. Handyman Romilly is better than B&Q. Speed set on this slows down not much, so must be only dynamic. I didn't even see the dynamic kicking in, to be completely honest with you, but he could have done. Yeah. 12 miles to Stratford, 90 miles an hour, absolutely eat it up. That's going to be about 9 minutes travelling time, I want to say, something like that, so it's not too bad at all. And then we're back on the West Coast Main Line, up to Crewe, and calling it a day. I think we're 100 when we get back onto the West Coast Main Line as well. Hopefully the weather will clear up a little bit before our guests get to Crewe. And they'll be arriving at Crewe about 1:30, 1:35, just in time to go around to the Heritage Centre. And the return journey will depart at 17:30. We're not doing that today, though. Northern Systems Network Rail Helpline reports call from MOP, Member of Public, advising of a locomotive completing excessive tones. Network Rail Route Control Manager to investigate. Yeah, that's when we get asked for downloads then, and it all becomes fun and games. Handyman, I'm sat here driving. It didn't hit the brake for Wolverhampton. Didn't stop. As long as you're not stopped. You got that 15 coming around the corner into Wolverhampton, though. That's quite a sharp bend. You probably want to be getting hold of it for that. I think the 90 is a very welcome addition to the game. I think they made a good job of it. Yeah, I don't like the fact that it's got, you know, kind of on release and it's got some bugs in it. That's really, really far from ideal. That's kind of where we're at, I guess. John T. Ward, 90s nearly always work in pairs. Yeah, any time I've seen 90s, I think they've been working in pairs. I think when they were doing the passenger trains up the Anglia lines, they weren't in pairs. Could be wrong, though. Could be wrong. Can 90s... I think 90s can work with DVTs, can't they, as well? I don't know if they can work with DBSOs, or whether it's just DVTs. I say my knowledge of 90s is not that great. To be fair, I think you need White Star jumpers to work with DVTs, to work with DBSOs. Yeah. My knowledge of 90s are not great, so yeah. But I'm pretty sure they can work with DVTs. I think they did work with DVTs on the Anglia routes when it was under the One franchise, I want to say. I'm pretending I know things now, but honestly, I don't really have a clue. So we've still got about 130 of you lovely people watching, which is fantastic. If you haven't already, guys, please do hit the like button, consider subscribing. Really does help me and the channel out. Helps to keep the bad jokes coming, anyway. Northern Systems, when they run one Anglia, it was a single 90 Mark III and a DVT. There we go. If the whole of the GWR were to be electrified, surely overhead line equipment would be very ugly at Dawlish. I don't know. Yeah, overhead line equipment is not particularly pretty, and it would spoil the view at Dawlish 100%. I'm normally in favour of electrification, but from a kind of beauty point of view, yeah, not good. Third rail is the way forward. Yeah. It's got to be said with third rail, though, it's not ugly. You can't see it, you don't know it's there until you step on it. I wouldn't recommend doing that. You probably wouldn't do it twice, if I'm being honest. In all seriousness, third rail lines, don't go near them, don't play with them. If you touch it, it will kill you. You should have a healthy respect for it. Northern Systems, if you're promising more dad jokes, I'm unsubscribing. But you're a member, Northern Systems. Isn't that what you joined for? You come for the trains, stay for the dad jokes. It's just what we do. I really am hoping the weather improves a little bit. This is not particularly pleasant. Probably, well, we're getting further up north now, so it'll probably start snowing. Living down in the tropical south, you see. To be honest, you could potentially do a single stanchion on the inland side at Dawlish to kind of protect some of the views. Yeah, you probably could. But I doubt that would be the primary consideration, would it? That the views... Would the view be taken into consideration by the person planning the overhead line equipment? No, I joined so I could write off membership on my brass. Shouldn't the raindrops be going up the windscreen at that speed? Yeah, that's a pretty good question. I mean, the windscreen is... I suppose the windscreen is sloped, but aerodynamic forces put towards the train. Yeah, quite possibly it would push it up. I think you might be right. Fizzy, no, I don't think third rail's going anywhere anytime soon, if I'm being honest. I think it's got quite a long future yet. DAC rail membership, tax deductions. So I was running, it's funny you should say that, because I was running a training course at work a couple of weeks ago, and the presentation we were using has YouTube videos embedded in it, as you would expect. Not my ones, but it's got some YouTube videos embedded in it. And every time one of these videos come up to play, I kept getting adverts. I think they were advertising like Klarna and ClearPay, which is dangerous if my wife sees it. But I jokingly turned around and said, you know, I think I should get YouTube Premium now and claim it on expenses, because, you know, I'm wasting time watching adverts in my classes. But I haven't asked, you know, I'm debating whether I should ask the question or not. Right, there's a 60 coming up. I'm going to get the power out now. We're on a downhill as well. And there is our warning board for it. And we're going to drop 2 notches of braking, so we'll give it another one. And we've got 2 yellows as well. Mark III coaches are fitted with WSP wheel slip protection, which does mean that they are pretty good. Disc brake coaches are pretty good anyway, to be fair. Honestly, claim the ad revenue from the training videos. Right, banner repeater is off line to the right. If the line to the right is the main route, which that signal would indicate, then the banner repeater should have been the higher one, not the lower one. So that's interesting. Right, 1 yellow, red ahead. It's a little way away yet, I believe. Fizzy, you have to go now, Richard. I will see you in a bit. Love the streams as a break from reality. See you around. No worries, Fizzy. Thank you very much for joining. And it's always good to have you. Hopefully we'll see you again soon. Running dummy. So it should be a running ground position light signal. We are still red ahead as well, and it's coming up on us pretty quick. So let's get a big chunk of brake in. Meeting our speed at the magnet speeds there just fine. We might have to go ahead and select a different platform here, because I believe there are terminating services in the platform we were going to use. Yeah, the Mark III simulation is pretty good, because as you get to the lower speeds, the brakes become really ineffective. Pretty much what the Mark III does. 1 yellow, platform 6. We are into the station. Train boy, Vidin use a class 90 with Mark III and a push-pull cab on the back after the class 395. Oh, did they? I never knew that. Come on, we are in. So when is the first class 99 rail tour going to be? It's got to happen, right? It's got to be a 99 on a rail tour pretty soon. It's going to sell out. I wonder if that was approach controlled or not. Yeah, potentially could have been. Let's get quite close to it before it come off though, so... For some reason I thought we were going to go straight on there. Sudden change in lighting conditions. Looks like the weather's improving. Under 20 at the magnet. And aiming to stop on a rising brake as well. Hey? TPWS has taken me out again. The signal is there. Surely I can't... Is that a train stop loop or an overstop? That's really odd. I mean, we're in the platform, aren't we? Yeah. I mean, I've opened the doors now, so... Oh, well. Yeah, don't worry about the last door. It can't be... I mean, could it be over... I mean, I suppose it could be overspeed, but I was going really slow anyway.
Western Railway service to Liverpool Lime Street. Calling at
Unless there is a... Some places do have train stop sensors in advance of the signal. But that's the second time it's happened. So it's really strange. Is there a fixed speed to follow after a caution signal? No. K1, I'd say. There's nothing in the rulebook regarding that. I would say that's some sort of a bug. I mean, of course I would say that.
Western Railway
But, I mean, what have we got on the track grid-wise?
Calling at Penkridge, Wolverhampton, Tosley, and Birmingham New Street.
Is it a train stop grid or is it... Yeah. That's only a single grid, so there's got to be a second one. No, that's really odd. I mean, it's that... But that's a single grid, so that's not what a train stop sensor looks like. A train stop sensor is two grids like that, next to each other. So that's your train stop. Your overspeed grid, you've got to have two of them.
Liverpool Lime Street.
And there is only one of them there. So... I would say that is some sort of a bug going on. I'm going with bug. That's definitely bug. Whether it's train bug or route bug, you decide whether it's train bug or route bug. But it's happened twice on two different routes. Just saying. And we're going to go into Crewe platform 12. Is there a terminating platform at Crewe? Yeah, we probably won't get in there though, will we? Okay, let's go Crewe platform 12. It's going to be our next station stop. Okay. Locked doors, got a green. Yeah, for the overspeed might be set up as a train stop sensor. It looks that way. Might be that the train is overreading. There is TPWS there and read ahead. So, yeah, it's not how I would expect things to work on the real railway, if you like. But hey ho. Never mind. We'll crack on. We are nearly there. We've nearly made it. Beautiful stuff, absolutely lovely. Okay, 23 miles to Crewe. Well, this will terminate. I think it's 100 most of the way, so we should get a relatively good run. So it's not going to take about 15 minutes, I reckon, to get up to Crewe, which gives us time to finish our locomotive location livery. Normal systems would be good for the devs to view this stream back and to pick up on highlighted points. To be fair, yeah, I could raise a ticket for it somewhere. Going to Crewe platform 12, that's where charters normally go. That's where we're off to. We picked the right one. Up to 30, looks like the rain is stopping as well. Oh, it's crossing us over, all the way over. So I don't know what lines are the fast here and what lines are the slow. Oh, there's an 805 coming the other way, look at that. With some weird kind of sound things going on. It is nice with these routes, of course. The more rolling stock we're getting in game, the more layers you're getting. So you are now seeing routes that are packed out with different traffic rather than just having nothing. You know, the first couple of routes for train sim, you know, I think it was Great Western Express. HST 166 and 165, 166 and class 66. And that's all you had on the route. And there wasn't a great deal of AI traffic at all. To be fair, there wasn't much more than that on the route in real life anyway then. But it's just kind of really nice to see all that AI traffic. That's lovely. Beautiful stuff. Keep it going. Up to 100. Righty-o! So there's not much going on for the next few miles, so if you are still here, then thank you very much. Let's press the button and see if we can get this Locomotive Location livery wrapped up.
Post your numbers now for Locomotive Livery Location.
Hey, we've got an award. We've driven 66 miles in a class 90. I'm not sure. Surely it should be 90 miles in a 90. Feels like we've done a lot more than 66 miles. Feels like we've done a hell of a lot more than 66 miles, but there we go. You can F and R for the speed set on the keyboard. Yeah, I keep forgetting you can do that. Frustratingly. Let's see what other traffic we get coming towards us AI-wise. We should see some 390s, 350s. We've seen the 805 already. Might get some more 66s. I mean, ideally you want kind of the 90s layered onto it with a couple of freight layers as well on here with the 90s. So, you know, it does add a lot of potential to the game. Voyager as well coming the other way. 170s, I guess, as well. Gives us a lot. It really does give us a lot. Okay, GJ, you're first. Zealous Train Sim World, you're second. Train Boy 313, you're second, my friend, with... Sorry, third, my friend, with number 36.
Let's play Locomotive Livery Location.
36, top of the shop, 10 seconds, Locomotive Livery Location if you can. What is it? Where is it? We will do a reveal once we get up to Crewe. Be great if someone can get it before then. I think it's easily gettable. I think it's easily gettable. Thing is, if you know where it is, it's always easy. Pendolino. Oh, that's beautiful there. Absolutely lovely stuff. Oh, Handyran has gone for Tamworth. That's a new guess. Any advances on Tamworth? Zellies has gone West London Line. Interesting. Now, the West London Line, I think, was operated by Silverlink. So, Northern Systems, Davrow 90s must have done the Davrow 90s must have done the Stout in passenger service when they were on the Virgin Pretendolinos a good few years ago. The Virgin Pretendolinos, nice. Oh, well, at least the weather's cleared up for a wander around the Heritage Centre at Crewe. Never been to the Crewe Heritage Centre. I've been to the National Rail Museum at York a couple of times. Been there a couple of times recently, actually. Never done the Crewe Heritage Centre. I've sort of done Barrow Hill. I went there to get a Class 57 charter train out of there a little while ago. Never actually been there as a visitor, but that looks like quite a good day out. The Barrow Hill Roundhouse. And you've got the Crewe Heritage Centre, and there's another one up that way as well, Railway Place, which I always want to go to, but I can never remember the name of it. You know the one I mean. Northern Systems got Silverlink 151 at Gospel Oak. I think we can turn our wiper off now, can't we? Park. There we go. Off. Excellent. Looks like the thumbnail for the route, that does. Very nice. Zelly says, Wilston. Could be Wilston. Could be. Absolutely eating up the miles at this speed. Absolutely eating up. It's really good. So we've still got 123 of you lovely people in, so have a guess. Where is that Locomotive Location livery? You do need to be a subscriber to have a guess. If you haven't already, hit the like button and consider subscribing. That would be absolutely awesome. You only need to be a subscriber for 1 minute before it'll let you comment. So join the party, join the conversation. That Pendo went past so fast I couldn't work out whether it was a short 9 car or a long 11 car. It's yeah, and I know I made this point earlier on. I'm going to keep coming back to this point, but you can see the difference between this and the West Coast Mainline South Houston to Milton Keynes. Just in terms of the colours, the foliage quality, the clutter. There's no comparison in a lot of respects. This is just so much better. It looks so much nicer. It really does. Sounds like the motor sounds on a bit of a loop there that keeps repeating itself, not particularly seamlessly. I've just noticed. That could just be kind of like where it's loading things in, but it almost sounds like there's a little jump in the motor loop sound. There you go, happened again there. Zealous Trains to World, it's a fantastic route. Really is a nice route. It's a shame that it's not a shame because I like it, but you've got Preston to Carlisle. It's a shame that that's not set in current day. It'd be really nice to have a layer you could turn on that just to sort of modernise it. I mean, because eventually we've got a fair old chunk of the West Coast Main Line. If we get Crewe to Preston as well, and Manchester to Crewe gets extended to Crewe, we've got such a chunk of route. I mean, the amount of distance we've managed to cover on this. I mean, the only bit we've really missed is Milton Keynes to Birmingham, which you could argue is a fair old chunk of route. But I think I want to say that the Wirral lines are in development, so we're potentially going to get that at some point up via Northampton or up the Wirral lines to Rugby, then on to Stafford. That would be really cool. The bit via Birmingham International as well would be good. Layer on the 3C3 onto that and some of the TFW stuff as well. Yeah, lots of potential, lots of potential. There we go. We're all present and correct now. Other than our pipes that should be stowed away. But yeah, you got wheels looking good there. And on the loco they're blurring. Yeah, so not quite sure what that's all about. Finally, proper taillight. So close to the end of the stream, but we've got it there. Allow it to be connected to SimSig. What? Train Sim World connected to SimSig? I mean, you sort of SCR in Roblox does that, doesn't it? Where you have signalers and it's an interesting concept if you get a good bunch of people. I've got a terrible cold, so I do apologise for the constant sniffling down your microphone. Hopefully it's not been too unpleasant. Let's have a... Now we've got a proper tail light on. So we have a... One could say a proper flyby shot now. With everything in the correct place. Barely noticeable. Oh, looks like we've got a bit of congestion going on up here. Northern Systems, well, it'd be similar to VATSIM in a way. Connect Train Sim World to a multiplayer server and then connect SimSig to that server and remove all Train Sim World routing. Oh. Yeah, I expect it's doable, but yeah, wow. Ambitious. Dad Row, it's just the maglev mode. Did nobody tell you about that? Brilliant.
Post your numbers now for Locomotive Livery Location.
Should we get some numbers in? Should we get some numbers in, because we are wrapping this up pretty soon, guys. That freight on the downslow's got the loco on the wrong end. I thought that. Hello everyone, Matty Class 66. Hello everyone, nice colours on the coaches. Apparently Train Manager is coming free to stream platform. Train Manager? Oh, I'll have to check that one out. Come on, numbers between 1 and 36, folks. If you haven't played already, now is your chance. Could be your last chance as well, this one. Zellies has gone in first. GJ, you're second. Next person to post gets it. Hey, Mark, hello. You got the third number, my friend, with number 11.
Let's play Locomotive Livery Location.
Getting you number 11 now, see if that helps with your locomotive livery and your location. I'm going to be a bit generous as well, guys. I'm going to give you number 8, free of charge. Just to see if that helps you in any way, shape or form. What is it? Where is it? I've just gone full service because I had an AWS and I was paying so much attention to the game, Locomotive Location Livery, I didn't see what the AWS was for. And we are really close to Crewe, so yeah, looks like I was right to chuck a load of brake in. One yellow, red ahead. Excellent stuff. One day you should ask a third party if you can do LLL for a new unreleased route. Ooh. DC87, good evening, hello and welcome. You join us right at the end of what has been a bumper stream. If I normally only stream for about an hour, hour and a half at a time, so this is just coming up to 3 hours now, this one. So thank you for kind of... That's the back of another signal there, isn't it? That's not the one I'm looking for. So thank you very much if you've been here from the beginning, and thank you very much for hanging around. All I was going to say on that note is, if I had any intentions of doing another 24-hour live stream, I think I've just decided not to. We've of course done a charity Children in Need 24-hour live stream a couple of years ago. We raised about £2,500 for children in need on the channel, which was fantastic. We had guests on there. Matt Pedalston come on. We had Bessie Matthews on there. We had the British Ace come on. Features Gaming. Dave the Signaller. Northern Princess Productions. We had quite a few people come on. Alex, my German train driver friend. It was a really good event. Yeah, we raised about £2,500 for children in need. I've kind of ummed and ahed about doing another one, but it was very tough. Right, one yellow, platform 12, red is at the end of the platform. We are in. We are home and dry. Ugh. Oh, excuse me. GJ, are we into extra time? Oh, with the Easter jokes. Fantastic. So when we get off the train, the train crew supervisor is going to come up to me, say something along these lines.
You have caused confusion and delay, and terrible trouble to my trousers.
Legends of Sodor. I need to get that and have a play of it. This is when you get into the station and you have someone on the platform who starts moaning that you're late. And then, "Oh, driver, you're 35 minutes late."
Oh dear, how sad, never mind.
As a true professional, I would never take that attitude. Platform 12 at Crewe, here we are. A light here for the Crewe Heritage Centre. It's almost time to exit the train service.
No!
Yeah, Northern Systems. Train crew supervisor bricking it after being threatened by the RAIB, RSSB and ORR. I need to head up to Crewe Station and just spend a little bit of time on the station at some point, just kind of see what goes through. I mean, it's got such railway heritage, isn't it, Crewe? And I've never been there. Yeah, need to make a point of that. Do the Heritage Centre. Hopefully we don't spat at the last minute, because that would be an own goal. Oh, that was a perfect stop to finish, though. I'm absolutely going to take that. A light here for the Crewe Heritage Service. This was the Ipswich to Crewe Railtour with the brand new Class 90s from ATS, which are not without their faults, but overall not without their faults, not without their issues. There you go, let's change the word. But overall, a nice locomotive to drive, and I think a welcome addition to the game. Be interested to see what people do with them in terms of layering them into timetables and bits and bobs. Rightio!
Let's play Locomotive Livery Location.
Someone got this right, and I think it was Northern Systems. Bit of an older picture, this one, but this is a station that we have driven through on today's stream. Does that make it any easier?
It's time to reveal today's locomotive livery location.
Now, because this has got overheads there now, that is Gospel Oak Station. Now, of course, we come through the other side of Gospel Oak, but yeah, used to run on the Gospel Oak and Barking, the 150 Silverlink services, all electric now, all 710s. But there we go, Northern Systems says Goblin, you've got it. I think it was you, Northern Systems, that got it right, so absolute congratulations to you. So there we go, guys. Class 94 Train Sim World. Really pleased that we've got this in game. Like I say, it's not without its faults. Hopefully they get those ironed out pretty quickly, but nicely modelled, nice sounds, superb performance. I mean, the acceleration on that thing's mental. We could start having race days up and down the West Coast Main Line. Ooh, now there's an idea for a stream. Multiplayer race days, yeah. I like that. That could be a thing. Yeah. What more can I say? We've been going for 2 hours and 53 minutes. My throat is rather sore. You're probably sick of the sound of my voice. So all I'm going to say is, if you have enjoyed yourself and you're still here, thank you very, very much for supporting me in the channel. Please do hit the like button, consider subscribing. It really does help me out. Thank you to DovetailGames/ATS for giving me the key to the train, completely free of charge. Really do appreciate that. Gives me the chance to show it off to you guys and have some fun with it. Because that's what these streams are about. It's just having fun at the end of the day. If you want to know more about my life as a train driver, I don't update my social media channels very often. But if you do want to check them out, there's some nice historic stuff on there. And I do occasionally post little bits and bobs. And you're also welcome to join our very friendly and inclusive Discord server. And you'll find a link to that down in the description below. All that's left for me to do now is press that button there. That is going to start the music. Whether it's going to work as intended or not, I don't know. But anyway, thank you very much for watching, guys, and see you again very soon.